this family who just got back from vacation to find that their entire house had burnt down. How many of you would totally freak out if this happened to you? I know that I would, and I know that this mother did too. And her husband at that moment got a phone call from a buddy asking for his help, so he took off. And when he came back to a not-so-happy mother, or wife, because she just couldn't understand how he can leave their family who is in a great time of need to help somebody else. But it was after he told her that he was at the hospital helping his buddy's nephew who had been in a huge car accident and his whole family died except for him, that she realized just how selfish she had been. She had this huge ordeal happen to her, but yet because she was so focused on that and focused on that challenging aspect of her life, she couldn't look beyond that and see that other people out there had needs and that maybe she could make a difference. And she was very grateful that her husband had a bigger perspective and was able to see how he can help somebody else. There was this airplane with open seating, and it was announced that there was going to be a few seats left vacant on this plane. And this guy took advantage of that right away, and he butted everyone in line and found the seat that he wanted. And it was a window seat with the seat next to him open, and he put all his stuff on that seat and made sure that no one was going to bother him. He saw people as a problem, and he didn't want to deal with them at all. There was also this woman who boarded the plane, and she found a window seat also with the seat next to her open. And as the last people came on the plane, it was this couple, and it was apparent that they wanted to sit next to each other, but there was no other room available where they could. And so this lady took this opportunity, and she got up and gave them the 2 seats, and she found her own seat. This was such a simple thing that she did to just be a little kinder, and it made a huge influence on how that couple traveled, and it made her happier too. And in this story we could see how this woman was very focused on others. She saw others before herself, and she saw that everyone on that plane had the same need, and that was the need to sit, and that she was no different. Whereas this man, he saw everyone as a problem, and he was very focused on himself and looking out for himself before looking out for others. Everyone else's needs came secondary to his own. And so as I look at these stories and I look at society and other experiences I've had in my life, I kind of see that we have this problem, and that is the problem of being very self-focused. And this problem lies within each of us too, because all of us have moments of that self-focus that keep us from seeing others around us. Our biggest trend today is taking selfies. And is it so bad to be so focused on ourselves? Our society kind of feeds that to us. They feed us individualism, and they feed us to go search out our own desires and instant gratification and just kind of that selfishness. But when I look at the history of our country, I see a unified and a connected people. And we need that. And I have a solution for doing that can at least touch our hearts and change our focus, and that will also maybe spread this movement to society. I'm sure all of you have heard that no act of kindness, however small, is ever wasted. And there's one act in particular that I believe can change how we see ourselves and see others. And this act is really simple, and it's a wave. Who would have thought that a wave had so much power to it? I learned this in high school when all of my classmates knew each other, and they knew me. And there was a new girl who walked in the room, and she was very uncomfortable and didn't know how she fit in. But I kind of gave her this simple wave saying, hey, there's a seat next to me, come take it. And she did. She felt comfortable enough to do that, and we instantly connected, and we became really good friends. And in fact, we're friends today, 10 plus years later, all because of a simple wave that I didn't really think twice about when I did it. But I'm so grateful for it now. And it makes me think about how many opportunities I'm missing when I don't wave at strangers or wave to be kind, because how do I know if I am missing out on a friendship or missing out on making a difference in somebody's life? So there is power in a wave. Do you guys remember when your siblings, when they were babies, like you older ones, or you parents, when your little infants waved for the first time? It's such a precious memory. But there's one instance in particular where my daughter was 1, and she just learned how to say hi and bye as she waved. And one day I was stuck in my rut, and I was stuck on getting things done off my list, and I went to the grocery store. And as I was going through the self-checkout with my daughter in the seat next to me, there was this lady there who was kind of hovering over us, making sure we didn't need help. She was a worker there. And I kind of toned her out, but my daughter didn't, and she waved to her and said, "Hi." And they instantly connected. They were interacting and having fun with each other. And as I grabbed the receipt and walked away with my daughter said, "Bye." And this lady just broke down, and she came up to me and stopped me and said, "Look, as a worker here, I feel so ignored and unappreciated and like I don't really have a purpose. But as your daughter has shown me love, I feel better, and I feel like I am appreciated." And that made me take a step back and realize that I could have done the same thing just by a simple wave. That everyone has the need to feel wanted, appreciated, loved, respected, and that's what my daughter did by just that simple wave. And I could have done that. But adults, we have these barriers in front of our faces that keep us from connecting with people. We have technology, which distracts us from the world around us. How many of you have a smartphone today in your pockets? And how many of those smartphones are connected with Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook that you check often? Okay, I do too. But that's just another distraction that keeps us from connecting to the world around us. Another barrier is judgments and stereotypes. We're very quick to judge people, but so slow to help. And so, but little kids don't have these barriers. They haven't been taught anything different than to love people. And so I was just very touched that by just a simple wave, we can meet people's needs of feeling wanted, included, loved. And we can't meet those needs ourselves, but others can meet them for us, and we can do that for others. Have you guys all heard of the wave at sporting events? I'm sure you love it. I think it's so funny when one person's up there trying to do it, and they look like a silly person trying to get it going. But as everyone does it, it unifies everyone, and it's magical. So I wanted to try that all with you guys today. We're going to do the wave. Okay, ready? Here we go. Good job. So it kind of unifies us, right? We couldn't have done that without each other. And that's something that I think a wave can do in the public as we go around and wave at people. Because Robbie, if I wave at you, I'm not only taking the focus outside of myself to see you, but you're doing the same thing. Now you see me, and we notice each other. And if you don't, you can wave back at me or not, but regardless, you leave with that sense of belonging and the sense that you're being noticed. And that's what a wave can do. And it can make this movement, this wave effect in our society or communities or schools or wherever we are, that we notice each other and that we can make a difference on somebody's life. I'm sure living in Dallas, we all have those times of madness when someone cuts us off on the highway. Am I right? I know that my husband just gets so furious when this happens, but it's amazing how if someone just gives a simple thank you wave, it diffuses the whole situation and reinstates his trust for humanity. And it's all okay again. But isn't there power in a wave? That simple wave can change the entire situation. So I say pass it on. This is something that we can all do, and it takes 2 seconds of our time, and it makes such a huge difference on our life. And I challenge you all to wave more, and I promise you that your influence and success in your life will come from changing your focus from yourself to seeing others and to helping them. And as you wave, you will feel a little bit happier too. So thank you guys.